According to a report by the Economist Intelligence Unit, a potential conflict over Taiwan would have the most significant impact on Japan, the Philippines, and South Korea. This comes amid escalating tensions between Beijing and Taipei. CNBC reports that the IU report suggests that a military conflict over Taiwan would have severe implications for the economies of these three Asian nations. This is due to their close economic ties with both China and Taiwan, as well as their strategic locations in the region, and because these three countries are U.S. treaty allies. Tensions between Taiwan and China's governments have risen over the years, and high-level U.S. politicians' visits to Taiwan have drawn Beijing's ire. The report pointed out that Japan, South Korea, and the Philippines host U.S. bases, which highlights their vulnerability to a preemptive Chinese attack should China choose to go to war. EIU said that, quote-unquote, "We expect U.S. participation to activate the country's regional security alliances, carrying direct implications for Australia, Japan, New Zealand, the Philippines, and South Korea, as well as other countries that host U.S. bases, such as Thailand and Singapore." The EIU also named a few severely exposed markets: Australia, Malaysia, Thailand, and Vietnam, as well as Hong Kong. Particularly for Hong Kong, the EIU highlights that it is exposed to less risk from physical devastation than from the repercussion of likely economic, investment, and financial prohibitions on China. The report said that in the event of a conflict, if sanctions are applied to both China and Hong Kong by extension, this would prompt an exodus of a significant share of the city's population and capital flight, as well as a steep decline in inbound capital flows. Historical sources said Taiwan first came under full Chinese control in the 17th century, when the Qin dynasty began administering it. Then in 1895, they gave up the island to Japan after losing the First Sino-Japanese War. China took the island again in 1945 after Japan lost World War II. But a civil war erupted in mainland China between nationalist government forces led by Chiang Kai-shek and Mao Zedong's Communist Party. The Communists won in 1949 and took control in Beijing. Chiang Kai-shek and what was left of the Nationalist Party, known as the Kuomintang, fled to Taiwan, where they ruled for the next several decades. China could attempt to bring about reunification by non-military means, such as strengthening economic ties. But in any military confrontation, China's armed forces would dwarf those of Taiwan. Taiwan is just relying on the outside help that could come from the U.S., which sells arms to Taiwan. According to mainland Chinese observers, Beijing believes the U.S. is using international law as a cover for provocations and feels it has no choice but to intercept U.S. warships in the Taiwan Strait. I am Lovely Montoya of Manila STV.